Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 10th of February. So starting off looking at the euro dollar, and well, Friday saw a close right at the bottom there, which often suggests further downside, but we do have the weekly pivot and daily pivots sitting above us at the moment. Weekly pivot quite a way off at this stage. To get into that sort of level, we'd have to break through the key moving averages, including the 34.50 there. Sorry, I've had change, put MACD back there. We go. These actually, I'm on a 2. Sorry, let's just change this to a 4 hourly. That's it. It's all right. I was looking at the. Originally, we had divergence. That was last week, leading into last week. Last week, it popped through. Looked like at one stage it was going to run on, but oh, sorry, that's the previous week there. Last week it ended up selling off there most of the week. Wherefore today, well, as I said, we've got on the hourly, we've got the key moving averages above us. The weekly here, a possibility, but it looks like it could be back on for that 109 area, which was the absolute, I say absolute lows, pretty near these lows that we saw back here. So it's the next sort of key level to be watching for. Just coming back to that 60-minute chart, we'll pop it on there. There we go. And what we got close to us, well, it's not showing on here properly. There we go. So sorry, just had to change the time frames on these pivots. But as you can see, well, the pivots there, they're already into the daily, and it does look soft. So really, maybe a chance post 8 o'clock of continuation of that move. Okay, the pound coming from the dailies first, and you can see it's unfortunately already gone. Whoa, where's that gone then? Well, it has already gone. I'm just looking at different times there. Selling off again, weekly above. It's broken this major trend line here. It's lower highs, lower lows all the way through. Smaller lows possibly, but still looking quite bearish at this stage. Nothing to really support it in any other way. And there you go. Sorry, there we go. That was it. It's already sold off, so it's already taken out Friday's lows there at this stage. Makes it a bit more difficult to try and get into at this stage. We'll have a look. It may just give us a retrace post 8 o'clock, which will come to something. The only thing is, arguably at different time frames, we may actually just have a tad of divergence. There we go. Yeah, on the 60-minute there is a slight bit of divergence kicking across using the MACD. Okay, so that's cable dollar yen. Okay, so it still seems to be risk back on, because this is quite soft this morning. It's just money really running it back into the US dollar at this stage. Messy sort of chart here, could still come back down to test that weekly pivot before it bounces back and continues. Short term here, ranges are very tight. Non-farm payrolls were very bland. It's the best way to put it. A non-event really. On Friday there we saw a little bit of price action, but it's very tight. Okay, so just consolidating where it is at this stage. If I was just looking at this normally, I would be really just looking for the break up there, but as I said, there is the daily pivot and the weekly pivots both sitting below. Okay, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, well, getting a bit better bounce here. There was a divergence across the lows there on the dailies. It's into its weekly pivot. Maybe it's a sell point near enough where it is now. As maybe in the short term here, I'm just looking at the 60-minute chart here. Bit of 60-minute divergence there. Break of that daily pivot, may see it roll back towards the lows there, so it's something just to watch out for there on the Aussie dollar. May get other Aussie pairs that may give a better movement on that, but that for sure looks solid potential. Hasn't quite broken the prior low intermediate low there. Once it's done that, that confirms the divergence possibly is in. And as I say, maybe for a few pips difference, it may be worth just waiting for it to break below the pivot. Okay, that's the Aussie. Canadian dollar. So Canadian dollar continues to nibble away at those prior highs sort of area. May just push into the R1 at some point on the dailies. There's a monthly R1. It's just tight but gradual, steady, slow push to the upside here, really. Bring it down to 60 minutes, spiky as anything. Okay, that was the non-farms employment data coming out there. It didn't hold for much, although the data was quite good. There we go. It's pretty choppy there. Upside potential still to continue, but bitty hasn't quite caught that weekly pivot yet. Okay, we'll have a quick look at the New Zealand dollar. So daily wise, it's continued on Fridays, continue to push off there, push over a little bit further. Does have the weekly pivot above at 64.38ish, 36 area maybe, somewhere in that region. Trying to find it. There we are, 32, 33 then. Okay. So maybe a push up to there's a potential, but it may be a good sell point. The way this is moving, it's not even caught its daily pivot at the moment, let alone anything else. So from all these markets, really, it's not one I trade very much at all. But that Aussie dollar on a break of the daily pivot looks about the best opportunity at the moment. These other markets where they've gone a bit, euro already gone a little bit. Maybe more patience needed there, but as I say, the Aussie dollar may just catch up and follow through there. Right, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.